Welcome back, beautiful people. If you've not seen the drafting of this dress, please go ahead and do so that whatsoever I'll be doing in this video will not confuse you. This is the sewing part. This came out really nice and I really loved it. Let's get right into the sewing. So all my pieces are ready. I have the green and the yellow fabric. I have 2 inches that I've bent into 4, half on each side, and then bend the 1 inches into 2 again. I'm going to be using that to pipe my neckline. That's my center front. The center front has a facing that I've used the green material to do. Then I have my pockets that I've drafted already and I've iron interfacing on it. I have 4 pieces. The drafting is on my channel. Do well to watch that as well. I have my side fronts, my side fronts lining that I've cut out. I have ironed fusible interfacing on all of my front pieces, and I've also cut the linings for them. So this is my front lining, that's my facing, and the side front. I'm going to show you how I arrange for sewing. We will be sewing lining to lining, material to material. Go ahead and arrange yours the way I'm doing right now, and then we head over to the sewing machine. I'm super excited. All right, so this is the main material. Like I said, we are going to be sewing material to material, lining to lining. So I have these 2 beautiful looking fabric here. I'm matching them front to front. That's right sides facing each other. Watch what I'm going to do right now. I have a slit note at 7 inches deep, so I have that notch there to guide me. Watch what I'm going to do now. I'm going to match it, the green color to itself, and then make sure that it is right sides facing each other. Then I'll go ahead and sew it up. I'll do the same thing on the yellow material as well. Please, we're sewing lining to lining, material to material. After sewing those sides, this is what I have. I've gone ahead to hold my side darts. That was also part of the drafting. If you've not seen the drafting, again, please do well to watch. Do well to see that first before coming here. Then I'm placing them right sides facing each other again, and I'm going to use my pin to hold it down, after which I will go ahead and stitch it and stop at that slit notch where I have that notch that I showed you, that there will be a slit at 7 inches deep. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. Just, go ahead and pin yours down like this. Start from that crouch curve and sew. Now what I'm doing here, I'm looking at my under bust and I'm creating a curve, because our bust, let me not be so raw, is not so straight like that. So I'm curving that place now, so that when I sew it like that, when I wear this dress, it will sit perfectly on me. Everything I have done to the front, I've replicated that on my lining piece. Everything I did to the material, I've done that to the lining. Okay, you see, right? You see that curvy part from your under bust. Just go in by 1 inches and curve. You will love the outcome, trust me. Then I'm matching my lining to my fabric, right sides facing each other. What I'm going to sew now is for the slit, like I'm closing up that opening. So open up yours like this. Open the stitch. While you're opening this up, so that after you've sewed that slit part, you won't, your stitch will not be hanging, like it won't be, it will lie flat. So my advice is that you should go ahead and open up all your seams, open it up and iron it flat before you do this part of the video. So I'm pinning it down. I'll use chalk and guide you so that you can see where I'm going to sew. Straight up to the neckline, that's where I'm going to sew, so that when I flip it to the right side, that slit, that open slit will now be visible. I've done that. I've gone ahead to press. I've ironed it all up. Look at my bust. That's where my bust is going to sit. You can see that there's already room for my breast to sit inside. If after you sew you notice that there's this gap is not there in that dress, the allowance for where your bust will sit perfectly, then you've not done the right thing. Go ahead and like, share and subscribe at this point. I'm on my machine right now and I'm going to show you exactly how I am going to, work on my back piece. This is my back piece right now. My front piece is almost ready, so I went ahead to work on my back piece following that same pattern, material to material, lining to lining. So I'm working on the material first. Remember how I said right sides facing each other, so do that same thing on these back pieces. Go ahead and like, share and subscribe. I have incredible updates hitting your doorstep and you don't want to miss out. I would advise, if you're not so strong, like if your hand is not so strong, if you're a learner tailor, please use pins and hold down before you sew, okay, just to be on the safe side. And I'm going to show you that in sewing, even after drafting, materials have a way they behave. So most YouTubers will not show you these parts where they struggle, where they have to cut off some excesses. I'm going to be showing you everything. So I'm marrying now my lining piece to my back piece, the main material. So I'm sewing now, right sides facing each other. I intended closing completely that allowance that I kept for my zipper. You know how we turn the back allowance before placing the zipper on it, how we stitch and then we top stitch. Some people top stitch. I like to top stitch sometimes. So I went ahead and did that. I did that for both sides so that I won't have to weave a lot, because I am a lover of a neat finish. So I'm top stitching right now. Alright, so after I did that top stitch for both sides of my back pieces, this is what I had. Then I've gone ahead to mark where I'm going to press thread and stop so that I will now put my zipper. But after putting the zipper, I noticed that the crouch was too up, like it was touching my buttocks, and I was like so I had to adjust, and I'm going to show you all of that adjustment. But for right now, we are about closing our shoulder. So carefully watch how I'm going to close the shoulders. See, I'm placing the material to material and I'll sew a straight line. Then I will now place lining to lining, right side facing each other. Then I will also sew straight line. That thing I was showing you now, this is me doing it on the machine. Material to material, right side facing each other. Then I press thread 1/2 inches. You would notice that one of my shoulder was actually longer than the other one. So I will go ahead and trim out. That's my lining piece, right sides facing each other. I'll also go ahead and press down. There are several methods of closing shoulder. This is just one method. This method of closing shoulder, you see how it came out, is best for when you want to insert a standing collar. This is the method that always comes out nicely. So that's the excess that I had though. I literally had to trim it and make it look equal. And I did that for both sides. I ironed it. Like I said earlier, after I closed the shoulder, I tried to try this dress on myself. I used pins, and then I noticed that that crouch depth wasn't big enough. I'm supposed to have used the measurement for large. Those of us that have seen the drafting of this video, so I had to reduce it. Starting from the front, I had to open my front up again and deepen it by 1/2 inches. I reduced it by, should I say increase, but I shall reduced it. I shall went deeper by 1/2 inch on the front and also on the back. So in order to do that on the back, I noticed that if I just deepen it by that 1/2 inches plus the turning that I did for my zipper allowance, that it was going to be too thick. Like I'll be walking and something will be rubbing on me. So I just had to literally cut off the entire sewing that I made on the zipper allowance and everything. Then I knew I was going to weave it. Towards the end of this video, you will see that I weaved it because I really love a neat finish. So I literally marked the 1/2 inches I was going to cut off, and then I cut off all of my hard labor. Then I sat down to sew. This happens sometimes. You have to sew and loosen. You sew and learn. You learn new things even as you're sewing. All right. So whenever you make mistakes like this, or you try something new and you have to adopt another approach, it's completely normal. We all pass through it. If you've not liked, like, share, and subscribe. Become a part of this sewing family. So I did that, and then I pinned it down. I checked if my seam line match. You see that the both of them match. You don't want one of them to be in Cotonou and the other one in Bayelsa. Then I have marked chalk to show you where I'm going to sew. I will head over to the sewing machine and sew that down. Afterwards, I tried it again and it was perfect. Nothing was rubbing on my buttocks unnecessarily. So this is where we put our, should I say, collar? It's more or less like a collar, but it's very small. So that fabric is cut, the width is 2 inches. I made it long so that I will have enough excess in case it's short. So I ironed it half on both sides. Then the remaining 1 inches, I folded it into 2. I've marked chalk on, say, 1 inches deep. So I want to place it now. I'm placing it now at the start of that opening. I'm using my pins to guide myself so that I don't struggle a lot when I'm on the sewing machine. So I'm bending that 1 inches down like that. I'll press straight on it while it is down like that. Just watch carefully what I'm doing. So I'm following that 1/2 inches bend that I did on my ironing table. That 1/2 inches bend is actually what's guiding me right now. I'm really taking my time to review all of these steps because, I mean, what's the fun in sitting down for over how many 18 minutes to watch a video and you cannot replicate this style? If you have any trouble replicating this style, tell me where your issues are in the comment section, and I'll be more than glad to, offer as support as much as I can. So I'm going to show you now. Yeah, I'm going to stitch down like that. Then after, I'm going to show you what will happen after I've stitched down that 1/2 inches. I will open it up like this. And then I'll bend that 1/2 inches like the way I'm trying to bend right now. After then I will bend that 1 inches down again. That was why I ironed it half inches, like into 4 places. Then I will, you know, follow that line. I'll follow that line because I already have it ironed. It's just guiding me. So, and you know, basically sew it round like that. But I'll first of all stitch it down first, and then I'll iron it, and I'll use what's it called, hemming gum, to hem it down after bending it like that. Then I will show you what I had. This is what I had. It came out really neat. Trust me, the beauty of tailoring is in the neatness of the outcome. No matter how simple the style is, if your sewing comes out neat, it makes it outstanding. You don't want to press straight at every left, right, and center that you find you find yourself. So I did that on this other side too. Look how it came out, really beautiful. So I used hemming gum to position them in place. The excesses that I had, I cut them out. The excess that I had on this zip line, no, not on the front, I cut it out. Then I checked if they are equal. You want to make them equal, though. You don't want one slit or one collar to be longer. Then you see down there where I'm using pin to show you, that's where I'm going to sew, so that the stitch I will make there will cater for, will hold down, look, will hold down what I had bent down there, what I used hemming gum to hold together. It will now hold it for me, so there will be no need to be pressing thread unnecessarily. So I did that, and that came out really nice. I've gone ahead to attach my pocket on one side. Do well to see the video. There are many methods to apply pockets, to put your side pockets. I've showed one. Others will come later in the video, or sorry, later in other videos, pardon me. So stay tuned and become a part of my sewing family. And then I've gone ahead also to attach my puff sleeves. The drafting and the sewing of this puff sleeve is also on the channel. I'm going to, you know, top stitch it now, top stitch round, and then I'll show you the outcome. And then my rope is ready. This is the final outcome. This is the final piece. I sewed it round and weaved it round, and then I attached my zipper and attached my rope, and attached my pockets, which I've told you that the video is out on the channel. Let me show you what the inside looks like. Since I'm a lover of a neat finish, see how I did that? Instead of pressing thread on the hem line, I went ahead to bend it and tag. Look at my pockets, look at the front. This is the front. Everything sat really nicely. Thanks so much for watching. I love you, and see you in the next one.